We got the NBA predictions coming up right here. It's time. I don't know. I don't know who you guys got, but this was pretty difficult for some of these awards. Omari and I were talking about at the beginning. Let's start off. Let's start off with the lower tier awards. Let me pull my sheet out right here. Let's go with this one because I didn't even remember it until I had to double check. The Clutch Player of the Year, new award. De'Aaron Fox, first time winner last year. Me and Omari again. We're talking about this. I don't remember if it was at the beginning of the pod or before, but it's just hard to quantify this award. It's just who makes the most game winners or who has the best percentage in the fourth quarter, and it's hard to predict that. That's not really like a linear stat that increases. You just miss and make shots sometimes, depending what quarter. But what are you guys' predictions for Clutch Player of the Year for 2023-2024 NBA season?
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh,
okay. You want to go first, Omari?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
For my Clutch Player of the Year, I put Dame Dollar.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, I think that Dame, especially being on the Bucks now, you know how it is when you're on a good team, you're more in line for some awards like this. I feel like, considering they need him to be a closer, and they need him. I mean, he's Dame time regardless. He's one of the most clutch players, and he's proven that through 11 years in the NBA that he's one of the best clutch players in the entire league. So I feel like considering they need him for that closing role to be that, go-to guy down the stretch, I feel like he's going to, barring health, as long as he's healthy, I feel like he's going to deliver on that. And considering they're going to be if not like a 65 win, you know what I mean? Like, I think that, granted, they may just like steamroll niggas, so it may not even be that many clutch
moments, for him to turn up in.
But as long as if they have like those close games, I feel like he'll be the one that is looked to go close the game. So I feel like they'll give it to him.
I also chose Damian Lillard to second year thing as Clutch Player of the Year for everything that you stated. I think that they have a clear go-to guy in the clutch. Last 2 minutes of the game, we know who the ball is going to, and we know that's undeniable. He's a killer, and especially on a good team, I think he's going to amplify his games, like you said. If they're just steamrolling against everybody, then obviously he's not going to be able to be a contender for that. But it's the NBA, so that's not the case. People play up to the level of competition. There are also some pretty good teams in the East. So that being said, I think Damian Lillard will win it, and I think he's been the most clutch player in the NBA for quite some time now. And I think he's just going to transfer over to the new team.
Yeah, I'd consider Dame. He was my second pick. I also had to show some love to Fox. Last year's winner, he's probably not going to win it just because he won it last year, but you just got to mention him with the clutch players in the league. My pick is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
That was going to be my runner-up.
Yeah, propaganda. The OKC.
It's not even propaganda. He was runner-up last year.
It continues. OKC.
I'll have propaganda later in the awards. Relax. No, for real though, he is their closer. Like Josh Giddey, he's not getting the ball in clutch time. Jalen Williams, he could, but he's more like an off-ball player. You don't want him to create shots. Chet Holmgren's a center. He's a rookie.
Yeah, they all give the ball to SGA too.
Yeah. They know what to do.
He's about a bucket. Let's keep it real. And he averaged 30 points last year. He's their closer. He's their go-to scorer. And I think if they're going to win games this year, which, as you all know, I think they will, it's going to go through him at the end of the game. So because of that, he's going to be my clutch player. And I do think Dame is a good second pick. He would have been my second pick if not for Shai as well.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I can see that happening too, especially if they become the 5th seed. So
yeah, if my prediction comes true, he will definitely be in there. So
yeah, he was up there in fourth quarter scoring last year, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had. I don't know if it was fourth quarter scoring or it was either that or game like tying winning shots or something.
How do you feel about DeMar? You think DeMar will be in the conversation?
I mean, if your team sucks, can you be the clutch player of the year? Like,
how clutch are you really?
10 seed clutch player. Like, what the fuck?
I think they'll make the playoffs this year.
We'll see. I mean, if they're good, then yeah, but I just don't think they'll be that good, so I couldn't consider him. Also, Zach is there. He's got some shots too. But anyway, next award, Coach of the Year. Here's where my propaganda starts. Let me get in my off. I got Mark D. I got Mark D of the OKC.
That's crazy.
This is the propaganda here. I mean, if I believe they're going to be good as a team, you guys obviously don't because of the talent level is not there. But I think the coaching will elevate the talent level that is there. I've seen it the years prior when they've had less talent. Everyone thinks they're going to miss the playoffs with Chris Paul. They're going to be a bottom feeder team the year after that. They remain competitive for a long portion of the season. Obviously, there's some growing pains, ugly games in here and there, but he's been very competent as the head coach of the Thunder in the last few years. And with Chet Holmgren coming back, a year more mature for the rest of the players on the team, some more pieces you added through the draft and free agency and these little signings here and there. I think like I said, the Thunder are going to be a good team this year. You know, I don't know, 5th seed. That's kind of like my ceiling for them. But if they're going to be a playoff team, he's going to be the reason why. He's going to get them in the right position with less talent to do more. So he's my number one. I also, I'm going to let y'all get off and I'll mention my other people I thought about. But you guys go ahead, give your coach of the year predictions.
My coach of the year is Willie Green. I think.
Wow. Interesting.
Zion Williamson will play more games this year. And if he does play more games, it equates to wins like we've seen in the past. I think he'll get CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram in the right spots, and they'll learn how to play together more efficiently with Zion Williamson on the court. I think Jose Alvarado will come back and have a better season. I think
he's injured to start the year, by the way.
Are definitely the New Orleans Pelicans, and it's based off of the success of Zion Williamson. And if he does do good, that will contribute to Willie Green getting some success, or getting some praise like he did without Williamson 2 years ago. So I think he'll be in that conversation, and I think he'll win Coach of the Year.
Interesting pick.
Yeah.
What about you, Omari?
All right, so here's where my propaganda starts.
Propaganda.
I got Mr. Darvin Ham himself.
Wow, interesting. I thought about it, but I feel like we're too deep to like.
I feel like, well, I put him here. I'll tell you why.
LeBron get more credit than Darvin Ham for
Yeah, too. If it was anybody but LeBron, if it was like Jimmy Butler, he'd probably get it. But LeBron is going to be like, oh, he's the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like people have been discrediting him. You know, I think that his reputation wasn't as good considering the entire Westbrook experiment. I think that what they showed in the second half of the year last year showed that he is a pretty good coach. And I think that considering they'll probably have a jump from being – I mean, they're a 7th seed at the end of last year, but they were like 11th or something before.
They were the best team in the West. They were the best team in the West after the trade deadline.
I feel like them having a full year of this, if they end up – because I think they'll be, a top 2 seed, if not top 3 in the West. I feel like if they have that jump and they're all rolling, who knows if – I do think AD is going to play a lot of games, but LeBron may not play all 65 that, the thing will be required.
Well,
but,
he's not required to do that. He's grandfathered in because
but even for like awards and stuff,
I think he might also like surpass. I don't think he's going to win an award, but like if he does, I think he's like eligible despite that because of the thing. I'm not too sure.
All NBA team, but I think that's all he cares about now, and nothing else.
Because I saw Adam Silver talking about like that, and he was saying like we're aware, and like he didn't say that they're not gonna be strict about it, but he kind of said like we understand that players get hurt and we take that into account. So he's like, I'm assuming he means if like dudes miss time due to injury, they don't have to play like 60. If they play 59 games, it'll count. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. The way he said, I don't know, but the way he said it, that's what it sounded like. Yeah.
No, I get that. But yeah, so I think that the Lakers are going to have a big jump compared to last year's standings to this year's. So I feel like hopefully that he gets a little bit more respect being a pretty new head coach and having that big of a jump.
Yeah.
But I definitely see that for you guys' points too, considering Coach of the Year doesn't always go to like there's, a lot of times.
More narrative based,
Yeah. Like, it switches around every year. Sometimes it'll be, like Bud getting the first seed.
Thibodeau, like
but then sometimes it'll
be
like
don't give it to higher seeds. Like I don't see Steve Kerr ever winning another like Coach of the Year, no matter how good they play, unless they have the best record, like a 70-win season again. Other than that, I don't think he'll ever win it. I think Curry and stuff will get more credit. That's why I tend to stay away from top teams for Coach of the Year, because you want to see some improvement from teams and jump from players that show that improvement of the team, and they'll media will grasp onto that narrative type of thing,
Yeah, I agree with
I'm with Omari. I'm with Omari. Darvin Ham's a really good coach, but I just think the other aspects, like I looked at it as like what team has the least talent do I think could do the best, because that's when the coach gets credit. Like we saw last year, the Kings haven't made the playoffs in years. Mike Brown comes in, turns them into a top 5 seed. So those are the situations where I think coaches really get praised. Like, Darvin Ham's a great coach. You know, Joe Mazzulla is a great coach, but I think the fact that these guys have all this talent on the team is they're gonna diminish
they're
the
expected
votes
to win, basically.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I would have went with maybe Austin Griffin, first time head coach, but freaking Damian Lillard.
Adrian Griffin.
Adrian, my bad.
You're good.
But you have two superstars on your roster where like,
I put
how much coaching are you really doing? A lot of coaches come in with that.
My other option here was Taylor Jenkins, because I feel like if John Morant missing time, and if they're still good, he's going to get a lot of credit for it. Obviously, we know what they've done in the past, but like even more so this year, losing Tyus Jones and not having Ja 25 games, just the West getting better overall. You know, the kind of Memphis on fraud watch, essentially. If they do good with those suspension, regardless, I think he'll be in consideration as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he'll be top 3 also.
Yeah, but yes. All right.
All right, now the good awards. Well, those are good too, but you know, the juicy awards. Let me say that. We go with 6th man of the year. This one's difficult. Me and Omari talking about this just because we don't know who's going to start. We don't know who's starting, who's coming off the bench.
This is easy for me. I'll start.
All right, Chris Paul, go ahead.
I got CP3 himself.
Yeah, I knew it. That was easy predictions.
I think,
God,
he's definitely the best player off the bench. I think he'll fit very well in the Warrior system. I think giving him 20 to 25 minutes a game with his skill set and his age will maximize the level of production from him. So
I'm trying to feel the cooking. I can't.
I think that he'll definitely succeed off the bench this year, without a doubt. All you got to do is pass the ball to Clay, Steph Curry, pick and roll with Kuminga, a couple mid-ranges here and there, show your clutch ability, and showcase why you're Chris Paul still. And that'll be good enough for you to win the MVP. Narrative-wise, you're going to your nemesis. 6th man of the year, not MVP.
Narrative-wise, off the bench.
He turned up.
MVP off the bench. Crazy. For the narrative-wise, you're going to a new team. People think you're washed. You're going to your arch nemesis, the team that always beats you. So if you win with this team and find a way to succeed, I think that's good enough for you to win 6th man of the year. Plus another award for Chris Paul too. So
freezing cold take here.
Hot take.
Yeah, Hassan, I'm honestly with you on the points you made. Like, he will do a lot better. You said, let's throw this question up for the viewers. Anyway, I agree with a lot of the points you made in terms of him being able to show who he is and contributing to winning. But I think the 6th man of the year award is like for scores, and he's going to contribute a lot more passing wise. Like he'll average probably like 8 and 10 or something off the bench. And I don't know if they're going to give the love to the point guards who are just getting dimes and sending guys up. I think the NBA, the narrative based
name value.
I feel like he'll average more points than 8, but
I mean, all right, like around 8, like 8 to 12. Like, he's not averaging over 12 points.
I say like 12.
It maxes out at 12. I guarantee. He's
like
averaging over 12. I feel like his assists will be higher than his points, to be honest. In that system, he doesn't need to score really. Like
I'm going 12 and 8. 12 and 8 sounds.
Off name value alone and wins, I think he can do it.
I don't know. I just think he's not gonna like his highlights are not gonna be flashy. You know, like he's not gonna drop any type big scoring games on a regular basis. And just because of that reason, I can't pick him. But I agree with the points you said and him helping the team win. Like value wise, I agree with you. But in terms of the NBA and how they vote for awards, I just don't see that as their, you know, the how they look at it. But let me put this back up. My 6th man of the year pick. I had a lot of different options. If Benedict Mathurin comes off the bench, he's easily my pick. I'll say that right now. But
I don't think he will.
I think he's easily going to win this award. Not easily, but he's a lock to me. But I just don't think he's going to come off the bench. The projected lineups I've seen, he's starting, and Buddy Hield's coming off the bench.
Trade Buddy. So
yeah, Buddy's coming off the bench right now. So because of that, I can't pick him. And so I picked Malik Monk because of that. He had a great playoff series against the Warriors last year. A spark plug type of guy that can cook off the bench. We saw even he was closing games out for them against the Warriors, and they benched Kevin Huerter just because of his scoring prowess at all 3 levels. You know, Kevin Huerter's an elite shooter, but really in that mid-range, getting to the rim, that's where Malik Monk, well, he's a 3-level scorer, so he can kind of do it all. But I think those type of spark plugs off the bench, they're going to really need him, especially if they want to repeat success from last year. I'm going to go Malik Monk. He had a lot of big games last year, 40-point game in that crazy game against the Clippers where they scored like 180 each. So I just think he had a case last year a little bit. I think he's just going to build off of that.
I feel like I don't think they'll get enough wins as a team, and I feel like he's like a poor man's Jordan Clarkson. I think like Jordan Clarkson
he's
could.
better than Jordan Clarkson.
No,
right now, no.
Yeah, I think
There's no way.
Right now in 2023.
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson had a better season than him last year too.
They're the same. I don't think he's a poor man's though. Like
I feel like Jordan Clarkson is a better scorer than
Clarkson's on the Jazz though. Like, who is he competing for time with?
Exactly. He averaged 20 last year.
Yeah, but that's on a Dookie
Did
team.
He?
Like,
yeah, 24
I gotta
4.
check this shit.
Yeah, just
20,
check right now.
20. Yeah, he did. Well, let's see his percentages. Let's see how efficient he was. 44 from the field, 33 from 3. So mid.
He's on a tanking team. That's why I feel
Malik averaged 13.
Like,
yes,
Malik is playing behind like elite guards.
But Clarkson doesn't come off the bench.
A better player. Like,
Jordan Clarkson doesn't come off the bench.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Was he not 6-man last year?
No.
Pulling Isaac?
Yes, you are.
You only played 22. Oh wait, this is Malik. 22 minutes. He played 32. But who was coming off the bench? Wasn't what's his name starting?
Colin Sexton was coming off the bench last year. Which I think is better. Colin Sexton is more of a 6-man, and well, he's worse than Clarkson.
Starting point guard.
It was THT.
Jeez, that's kind of wild.
It's gonna be THT again this year. I hope you understand that they didn't get anybody.
Well, I was hoping Colin Sexton would be better coming a year off injury.
He's not a point guard. He's not a point guard, bro. He's a shooting
guard. The best guard, though. I mean, like,
he's not the best guard. Fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Clarkson's better than him.
Huh?
Clarkson's better than him. How can be this?
Well, I mean, before the injury, Colin Sexton was a better player.
I think he was overhyped. He was one of those. I don't say
empty stats
guy. He had inflated stats. Like
he was averaging good statistics. So.
On the garbage Cavs. Like, I don't think he's that good. He's a 6-man at best.
Jazz sucked too.
Who?
The Jazz.
And he wasn't. He was the backup guard for them.
He's coming off an injury. I think him with the year move off the injury, he'll play better, and I think he'll show that.
I think he's going to be buried in the depth chart. I think he's going to be behind THT. I think he's going to be behind Clarkson, and I think he's going to be behind Keontae
really
George.
Like this guy, huh?
I don't say I don't like him. I just think he's limited. He can't play make. He can't
still can score though.
Yeah, but he's even lost a step, and it's like there's a lot of players that can do it better than him and can do other things. So it's like if he's not scoring, he's not giving you anything. Maybe hard defense, he plays hard, but it's you can find other guys to do that. Like I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's not special to me. Like he's not any type of like, oh, we need this guy on our team. He's cool.
We'll see. I disagree. I think he'll be pretty good not good, but solid enough to start.
See.
We'll see.
I mean, solid. I agree he's solid, but I still think Clarkson, Keontae, THT all better than him.
Good enough to start, I'll say.
Yeah, I can't do that. Go ahead, Omari. We've been ranting about irrelevant.
All right, so my 6-man of the year, as long as he's still coming off the bench, I'm not 100% sure saying what the lineups are.
It's Derek White.
I got Derek White.
Yeah, I considered him too. I don't know if he's going to come off the bench either.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So obviously this is contingent on if he comes off the bench, but as of now, I feel like he is. So I think that he's such a good two-way player that he's getting a lot of recognition for, and I think that offensively he's been last year he showed that he's taken a step up. I don't think he's like a elite scorer or anything, but I feel like he'll average good stats on the offensive side, and his defense will prove himself to be so useful to that team that they're going to be a high seed regardless. So I feel like that'll just give him a little bit of an edge when it comes to being a 6-man. Brogdon got it last year for almost the same reasons, So yeah. I feel like Derek White, as of right now, like
hold on. Better. Who's your backup though? Right now it says he's projected to start, but I'm not. Yeah, again, I'm not sure. Do you have a second pick that you would like, Emmanuel Quickly or something like?
Yeah, I seen that he was like one of our favorites.
He is one of the favorites. I could see him winning it, but I just think their team is a little too deep this year to him like to just go
on Rui Hachimura.
That's a good one.
Chris Paul.
I'm going Rui. Rui has a potential to average. If he averages
on the Lakers meet right now.
If he averages 16, 17, plays some good defense.
And cool 8 boards or something.
Yeah, play some good defense.
17 points off the bench.
He could.
Yeah, he's nice. What do you mean?
He's going to close games too. He might come off the bench. He's going to close the games though.
17 points on the LeBron, AD led team.
Bro, he's LeBron's.
I think Austin Reeves is going to average 22.
20.
Yeah, and D'Lo.
Okay, so they're just all going to average that many points.
They're going to score 150 points a game. No,
Christian Wood, 18.
I get that. There is a lot of people on. I think that D'Lo's going to have a good year. I think AR is going to have a good year. So I feel like it'll be kind of hard for Rui to have enough stats. So I didn't really have a backup, honestly. So I'm gonna just take with White for now.
You even have Christian Wood on the roster. He's still good.
Yeah, but
Rui,
he's good, but he's
I
gonna.
mean, but he's actually proven over Rui though. Like he's averaged over 17 before.
Stop.
What are you talking about?
That was way back then, though.
No, it was last year.
Wood has never sniffed the playoffs. You saw Rui did it.
I thought you meant him
playoffs last year.
Okay, yeah, but I'm just saying Christian Woods has proven seasons before.
I consider Rui's last year more proven than what Christian Wood's done.
Yeah, he had one good playoff stint. Like
I consider that more proven than Christian Wood. I'm serious.
Okay, Rui Hachimura wouldn't average 21 points on the roster.
Bro, if Christian Wood was so good, how come he can't stay on the team?
Because of his attitude, obviously. His attitude.
People can put up with some attitudes if you're that good.
No, but Marcus Cousins is out the damn league for a reason.
He's not. He wasn't that good anymore.
He was good though. I'm saying that he's out the league because of his attitude.
Yeah, but he got many chances.
He was good enough to stay.
He did get hella chances.
Yeah, he got hella chances, and eventually, when he stopped being good enough to put up with attitude, they got rid of him. But
I'm just saying that I've never seen Rui Hachimura average 21, 17.9, and 16.6. So
if he was on the Pistons, I guarantee he'd put up.
He was on the Washington Wizards behind Bradley Beal. There's enough opportunity.
He wasn't getting no chances. That's why.
He was on that team for 3 years.
He also missed half a season because his family members were going through shit.
Before that, though,
he was a rookie.
I forgot about that.
No, that was his second season.
Also, check the stats. Right, actually, I'm gonna pull him up. He played a series in Washington. Their only playoff series that he played. He shot 50% from the field, 50% from three, averaging I think 12 and 8. If I'm not, I'm gonna look up the numbers.
Bro, he averaged 9 points for you guys, bro. 9 points, 13.
That's on the whole season, bro.
11 as a Wizard, 13.8 and 13.5. And you think he's gonna have a jump to 17?
Yes. Did you not see the playoffs? You're just ignoring that.
I'm gonna say the only reason I say that he
only a few games. Playoffs isn't regular season.
All right, let me read you Rui's number. Hold on. Let me read you these insane numbers that he played with the Wizards. The playoff series. 5 games, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 1 block, 60% from 3. 62% from the field, 60% from 3.
Damn.
And we know what he did this season, obviously. So when the lights come on brightest,
and then what happened? What happened the next season when the regular season started?
He was out. Was personal issue.
And came back. And what did he do?
They play with the garbage Wizards. Now you're playing with LeBron.
Yeah, garbage team. You should have better stats, correct?
No, because you're playing with garbage players. LeBron's setting them up for easy buckets.
Oh, okay, yeah, because LeBron's not going to
garbage. That only applies to star players, in my opinion.
There's no way this dude averages 17.
Put
money on that crap.
Yeah, you expect Alex Caruso to go crazy just because he's on a bad team? Like,
yeah,
well, I mean, the skill set
it only matters for ball dominant players.
Like what he does. He's not getting paid to score.
Rui's not a ball dominant player though. Like he's not. We're not giving.
That even proves my point that he won't average 17. What is he going to do?
You can average 17 without being ball dominant. Mikal Bridges did it for like 3 seasons in a row.
Who?
Mikal Bridges in Phoenix did that shit 3 seasons in a row.
Okay, but the way that he scored was from 3-point shooting from the corner, which Rui's not going to do.
He's going to shoot threes. He's shooting threes.
All right, dude? That's not a game.
60% in the Wizards run. And what
you said 1 game.
5 games.
In our playoffs last series, I'm sure he shot.
All right, let me look at Lakers. Let me look at Lakers.
Let me know his 3-point percentage.
With the Lakers?
At least 26%.
As the Lakers, he was shooting 29%.
In the playoffs, he shot 49% from 3.
Okay,
49.
Regular season, though. We're talking about regular season stats. This is predictions for the regular season. You think it's going to carry on?
Yes.
But it's never been proven.
Bro, okay, then you think Austin Reeves is going to average less than 13 points next year because he's not going to carry on. He averaged 13 last year.
I already said he's going to average like 14 points a game. I never said he was going to be really good.
My bad.
No.
We forgot you were tripping.
Okay, but Jordan just falls off magically too. Like Jordan Poole is a better player. I mean, man. Jordan Poole has a better season off, bro.
Who said
Jordan
Poole fall off?
Field goal 3-point percentage for Rui Hachimura last year, 29.6 before 33.7.
Check with the Lakers. Check with the Lakers.
44.7 before though. He had, but that was only with 42 games played, 32% and 28. His career average he's a 34% career average 3-point shooter.
That's good. That's decent. 34 is
career average.
And you think the Lakers want him to shoot corner threes? That's his role.
Not cool. Well, yeah, he's going to shoot threes.
He's not going to score. My point is, he's not going to score the same way Mikal was scoring.
I didn't say that. I just said
the only reason I don't think Rui is going to be that high of a scorer is simply because of the depth chart.
Yeah, it's not.
I feel like if he was higher, if we didn't have so many good scorers on our team, and he was like third or fourth go-to, I feel like he could average at least 15 plus. But I feel like
he's gonna average like 12, bro. 11, 12.
He might, but
yeah, I think he'll average like 12 just because of how much people we have and how much scores we have.
Like some nights, Deal is gonna cook. They're not gonna need Rui. Like
which is fine. Not 6 man of the year, fine though.
Like I agree. That was just speculation because I didn't know who the backup was. But I'm still sticking with White. So
I like Rui though. I like that pick. I was really thinking about him because he's gonna have a breakout season. I think he's gonna do a lot.
Just because he's on the Lakers, huh?
No, bro. Look at the tape. Watch hoops. No ball.
Yeah, I do watch hoops. I've been watching for 5 freaking years.
Clearly, now you pick Chris Paul as 6 man.
Yeah, he's gonna win games. That's why.
Man, wins don't show up on the stat sheet. Rookie of the year, though, we don't care. Well, actually, we do care about the stat sheet. Who want to go first?
I'll go first. My rookie of the year is Victor Wembanyama. I think he's too much opportunity on one team. Yeah, generational talent. Today, I just saw a video of him blocking freaking Klay Thompson for 3 and making the transition dunk. Insane.
Bro, you see that shit he did to Wiggins, bro?
Yeah,
he blocked him and Wiggins gave up on the play, bro.
Player too. I forgot who Reggie Bullock. He nutmegged Reggie Bullock at that height, which is insane.
Oh yeah,
too. Like he's just gonna be a cheat code this year. Everybody already knows it's his team, and the opportunities are going to be enough for him to get the stats as well. So it's just a matter of
injuries are the only thing stopping him.
Yeah,
he's insane.
I feel like those unicorns are cursed.
Yeah,
also,
he already has the narrative too.
Defensively, bro, he's gonna come in the league, be one of the best defensive players off rip.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be top 10 defensive player immediately as this season
I don't know about
starts.
that, but he'll be a top defensive player.
He reminds me a lot of Evan Mobley.
Bag, like.
He reminds me of Mobley with a bag, honestly. So yeah, rookie of the year, easily. I got him too. I mean, he's a fucking generational talent. Also, the narrative, bro. Even if he scores 18 points, they're gonna make it look like he scored 38. So I mean,
yeah, exactly. Especially with even in preseason right now, the amount of hype he's getting for certain plays.
That's what I'm saying. If he plays semi-decent, like I thought about putting Chet on here because I think the Thunder are going to be better than the Spurs. So like he'll impact winning a bit more. I think they're similar players, but like Wemby, I think he's a better player. And also just the hype around his name, the narrative, like I think that's going to give him the edge for sure. Even though Chet definitely will have a good year. I think. Want to show him some love.
He'll be all right.
All right. While I do have Wemby, for all the reasons we stated, I do think that somebody like Scoot, being on such a bad team, I feel like if you're a hater, nigga. I would say I have Wemby, but I feel like Scoot has a chance if he could prove himself to be the like solidified number one on that team and average, if he ends up averaging 20 plus somehow, then I feel like
he could.
Yeah,
he'd have to average a crazy amount to beat that
like,
mountain top of Wemby.
I think he's going to be that player that
I
think he's going to start off the season pretty quiet, just kind of easing his way in that second half, kind of like Jalen Green had, kind of like.
I think Brandon Miller's going to do that, ease his way in a bit.
I think it's going to be Scoot though. I just think you got Ayton who you're going to need to get like you just got a bunch of you got a whole new team basically, so it's going to take time. You're a rookie also. I think
Jeremiah Grant's on the roster too, right?
Yeah, he's going to get the ball also, the vet. So I think he's gonna be one of those players that has like not a quiet first half, but just like whatever, like kind of some lows, some highs. But in the second half, I think post All-Star break, we're gonna see the elite talent that Scoot Henderson was drafted for. But I do like that pick. I just don't think it'll be like a season-long consistent thing from him. He's gonna have some growing pains for sure.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I got at the end of the day, I got Wemby, so I feel like he's just a crackhead alien. I feel like as long as he's healthy. I feel like when it comes to especially, like Beth said, I guess I'd have to go down the list of people to say top 10. But if he blocks people, like just off blocks alone, if he could average like 2 or 3 blocks or something, like
I think he will.
You have to.
Yeah, especially if he's blocking threes like that. People don't know the range. I saw him block Dame too.
He blocked Dame on like a
Dame or
he did
Chet.
block Dame.
Yeah,
no, he's definitely gonna get. Like the fact that
blocks.
even if he doesn't block players, the fact that he can close out from the free throw line basically is like insane. It's just that in and of itself is going to make him one of the best defenders.
These star players that have been in the league for so long that like perfect knowing distances against bigger players that are getting blocked by him just showcases how different of a talent he is and how like calculating the difference between the two is going to be hard to do for regular dudes. Yeah, that
wingspan is insane. Like, there's not much you can do about it.
And he's quick with it too. He's quick-footed. He's not like other bigs where it takes him time to get off the floor. Like he's there. He's there. Yeah. So yeah, he's looking real good already. But unanimous Vic pick. I like that.
He's like if you gave Gobert the MJ secret stuff.
Would end offensive. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's
for France too.
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be back as you say your next prediction.
All right.
I think it's DPOY, right?
It is DPOY. I kind of want to wait for him. Let's see. We also have a bold prediction. Let's do this because I mean I was gonna do this after, but I want to wait for DPOY. So let's go bold prediction. I said just give me one bold prediction. I don't know if you did this.
I do it, but I have to say it after the other ones.
Okay, all right. We'll wait on that. We'll wait on that. Wait on that. Okay. I got you. All right, fuck. Let's go DPOY.
Yeah,
we talked about Vic a little bit, him being one of the best defenders. I doubt one of us picked him. But who you got your DPOY? I think I know who you're going here, but I want to hear it anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with big man, 70+ games at least, Mr. Anthony Davis himself. I think that's gonna be this is gonna be like I'd say like a Embiid healthy type year, how he was finally healthy. He finally had, he won MVP. I feel like it's going to be that type of season for AD. I feel like he's going to, even just from what we've shown, he had like the 5 blocks in like 8 minutes just last game in the preseason. And I know it's preseason, but I mean, he was obviously putting a lot of work in the offseason. So I feel like barring health, as long as he's healthy the entire season, plays like 70 or so games. And he said he wanted to play all 82, so I'm going to believe in him. I feel like as long as he keeps it up and plays the whole season, there's honestly, it's hard to even pick a better defender in the league right now than Mr. Anthony Davis himself. So,
yeah, I'm on the same page as you. I got
yes,
AD as well. I'm with her. I think this is AD's year, man. I think he's been kind of, I don't want to say snubbed, but he's always been in a conversation. But it's just the injuries. He would definitely have a DPOY at this point if he stayed healthy for a full season with the Lakers, because he's been one of the best defenders ever since he's got here. Crazy playoff run, leading the league in blocks, even though he didn't even make the finals, or leading the playoffs in blocks, even though he didn't even make the finals. But, like you said, he is easily the best defender in the league right now, especially on the interior. I think this is his year. The Lakers are more well-rounded. So now, before when we had Russ and that whole Russ situation, it was like, oh, AD save us on defense. But now we got good defenders around him. It's going to make his job a lot easier, and just he doesn't have to, he doesn't have to step out to the perimeter every time, lock dudes up, come back into paint, block shots. He's going to be a lot more in his element. I think this is his year. Like you said, as long as he can stay healthy, and I think he will. I think he gets to 68 games played this year. I think this is his award to lose.
I personally think he only plays good defense in the playoffs when the games matter most. He plays good defense all around the season.
Man, you came today with a Lakers hate agenda or something?
Yeah. I'm just saying that this is my opinion. I think he plays the best defense. I didn't give him hate. I'm just saying he just plays the best defense in the playoffs.
Sounds like hate.
But never in the regular season, and that's why he doesn't win the award.
So who's your pick, buddy? Vic Wembanyama?
No, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I
think him playing majority of the games, he always has insane defensive percentages, blocks, rebounds, assists. His team is good defensively. With the addition of Dame and them winning games, I think the narrative will be Giannis winning another DPOY and adding to his resume.
I disagree. I also thought about Evan Mobley. He was my runner-up, honestly. He's just insane.
Until they prove something, they prove me different.
Yeah, I actually think they're gonna have a good regular season. Like, I agree with you with the playoffs, but regular season wise, again, I think they're gonna be a top 5 seed. So in the East, he's gonna be a good defender for them. And I think once they make that transition to him being the full-time 5, he'll be one of the best rim protect. If he's not already, I mean, he is, but like it'll just be better for him in his role and for the Cavs. But he's my runner-up. I think he's a young up-and-coming player. I could see him taking a big leap this year. And if the Cavs are even better than what we think, he's going to get a lot of credit. It's going to be because of him.
No Jaren Jackson this year?
Nah, bro. He fouls too much.
I think he'll still average a good amount of blocks. I think we all said his role would be increased without Ja being there. And if they're going to win games, he's going to have to help them win games. I don't think Desmond Bane will do a carry job. So
yeah, I just think, I don't know.
Derrick Rose.
Back-to-back, it's hard to win back-to-back DPOY. Like, it's just
zeros. Yeah, it is.
Not D-Rose. I also thought shout out to Bam, but I just don't think the Heat are going to be good enough.
Yeah, huh? Bam is a good pick.
Yeah.
Draymond? Question mark?
Nah, not that geezer.
All right.
All right.
But every time like I think about Dre, I just think about the when he was hugging Bron after the loss. That's what passes through my head every time.
I always think about like
crying,
that, the meme of
he was so
him
mad,
him and Draymond dancing in the club with like this silk shirt.
Yeah.
Someone's like, no way, he got Draymond holding his bottle for
He's giving a refills. He like, hey, man. No,
I also saw like the Iggy retiring today thing, and someone said to your favorite moment of Iggy's Iggy's career, and then they had like the Iggy doing like this when LeBron was going to talk to Draymond on the bench.
I remember that.
That's crazy.
Going on his hands.
Dude, Iggy's funny as fuck, bro. Every time he gets called a foul gets called him, he's like, I never foul.
Shout out Andre Iguodala, had a great career.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be in the Hall of Fame, maybe he won't. But
you think the Warriors retire his number, Hassan?
They should. He won 4 championships with Amanda Finals MVP, and they wouldn't have won multiple championships with even the final run. Him being like a mentor to Wiggins and putting Wiggins in the best position, because Wiggins was definitely the second best player in the finals, better than Tatum, Brown. Yeah. Curry's the only one who was better than him. So, and Iggy had a big part of that. So, shout out to Andre Iguodala.
I remember that moment where he was like motioning Wiggins to come to the bench. He looked disappointed. He was like, I was like, oh man,
coach of the year,
player coach, yeah.
And, I want Iguodala.
Yeah, that too, man. That's that one. He actually did it on you guys when he was on the Nuggets. He had this sick crossover against like some dude. Actually, no, he was on with you guys. I don't know, but he did it either against the Nuggets or he was on the Nuggets. But it was just insane crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Iggy, one of my favorite players. That's not like a superstar. So
yeah, his podcast is
easy to retire number 9 too. Don't know why you wore that.
What's up?
I said I feel like it's easy to retire number 9 because nobody wears it.
Yeah, there you go. That too.
Plus, the Warriors don't have like crazy amount of retired numbers. You know, this dynasty definitely deserves like most of their numbers retired.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so he's definitely part of every dynasty win, so he should get his jersey retired.
Definitely.
Yeah, 30, 11, 23, and 9 are all going to get retired in my opinion.
Yeah.
Facts.
Especially 30.
Yeah, obviously. But whole league actually. MIP predictions. This one, very interesting. There's a lot of good answers for this one because I think a lot of players are going to take jumps this year. Does anyone want to start? Should I get into it?
I can start since we were talking about a man who helped win a ring and got traded after he got punched and said, "You."
Where are you going with this, bro?
Jordan Poole. I think
okay.
This trade is going to help him be.
I'm surprised. I thought you were going Kuminga. That would have been a good pick.
No, I don't think he'll have enough opportunity to be most improved, especially with Jordan Poole. This is his team now. He's going to definitely take a bunch of shots. I saw him drop 41 the other day. And then
what he dropped today? He shot 1 for 15.
Yeah, and that's going to be the majority of the season, but he's not going to stop shooting. That's for sure.
You're right. You're damn right.
He's going to have one of the biggest jumps statistically wise, which is a huge help as to why one would win the award. He's also a highlight reel too. The memes, baddie memes will be all over the place this year, and we'll see some crazy highlights from him. So I think he'll take that big jump this year because there's nothing stopping him. He has the biggest green light in the NBA for sure. So.
Anybody else you considered, Hassan?
No, Jordan Poole is probably my runaway.
Damn. Okay, my runaway. Well, I considered a lot of people. I wanted to shout out Austin Reeves. We know again. He's playing with a lot of players, so I think the numbers might not take that big of a jump. He might go from like 13 to 17, but we know he's getting better. It might not show in the number. He's going to be better for sure. Cade Cunningham, I don't know if he should count just because he didn't play last year, but I see him taking
a jump. Top pick too. I don't like top picks getting.
That's fair too, but I agree with you, but the NBA doesn't, so I have to mention him because I think he'll have a good year. But they gave it to fucking John Morant, so
yeah, that was ridiculous. That was crazy. Yeah. Like he wasn't the second pick
with Bane on his team too. Like
Bane who took like out of nowhere, fucking 28th pick.
Yeah.
My pick though is Tyrese Maxey. I think
that's what I was thinking. Good pick.
Yeah, I think with the Harden situation being in flux, he doesn't look like he's playing another minute for the 76ers, although I don't know because the trade is going nowhere. Like, I don't know if he's just going to not show up to games. He stopped showing up to practice, so Who knows? But
Won't be
regardless
there for
of
the last preseason game either.
Generational quitter.
I mean, he's definitely not playing no damn preseason.
Yeah.
But yeah, whether he's there or not, they're going to trade him, get back pennies on the dollar at best. So Tyrese Maxey is going to get elevated opportunity. His trainer said if he didn't average 25 this season, he'd be disappointed. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm expecting to go like 30 points, but if his trainer said 25 is the floor, I'm going to believe him.
25 is reasonable.
I think he could get to 25, and that's a jump. Plus, we expect the Sixers to still be good with the supporting cast and Embiid, and the credit's going to naturally go to the second best player, which will be Tyrese Maxey. So numbers will go up. He'll be in a winning situation. Better coach too. Shout out to Nick Nurse. Hopefully he gets him the right type of situation.
More minutes.
Touches. Yeah, he's going to run him into the ground probably, honestly. But
with the Harden trade, there's no way they get a player that's better than Maxey.
Exactly.
And the only player that's better than Maxey on the team right now is James Harden. So like he has a clear pathway to be most improved. So he'd be my second pick too.
Yeah, I got Maxey for those reasons.
All right. So for mine, got some more Lakers propaganda on the way.
Mm-hmm.
I did actually pick AR for this one.
Ooh.
You know, I gotta make sure because I
thought about it, bro. Trust me, I really did. But I put AD as DPOY and I couldn't do two Lakers.
Now I'm going all Lakers propaganda today.
MVP.
So I'm thinking that AR is the MVP of the league. Not kidding. AR is gonna be, in my opinion. I know D'Lo is a proven scorer. I know he's a proven player, but I do think that AR this year will be the third leading scorer on the team, behind Bron and AD. I think that I know that when it comes to regular season stats, we've seen what he did in the playoffs and in the half season that we had of actually a competent team. But considering last, full season, he averaged like 12, 13 points. I see him being around 17, 18. And I think that jump will be a bigger jump than because I do agree with Maxey. I do agree with Jordan Poole that they're going to have good jumps this year, but they've already shown that they can average 20 points. They've shown what they could do. Maxey, Maxey average like 21?
Yeah,
last year,
I think 20.
Yeah, and then Jordan Poole was around 22.
I'm waiting for you to finish. I can go off.
I feel like as long as even if they do jump up to 25, 20, it's a smaller jump. So I'm gonna just have to go ahead and give it to the big jump of Austin Reeves.
Before you go, Hassan, Reeves averaged 17, 5 and 5, or 5 and 4.5.
We'll go with these playoff stats again, man.
In the playoff stats, I think that's what he'll average next year. But I just don't think that's enough to win Most Improved. I could see him averaging 17, maybe assists go up a little bit, 17, 6 and 4. But I just don't think that's enough to again, that's an improvement. But I just I don't know. I just don't think it's enough. But I do agree with you. He'll get better, Omari. I'm with you there. I'm not going to disagree with you on this.
Yeah, of course you won't. But I will. I personally, I personally think that Austin Reeves will get figured out this season. Today, yesterday, they showed that he tried to flop. Did you see that play where he tried to get the foul?
I'm not taking you seriously, brother.
I heard about it, but dude, come on.
I heard about it.
I saw it, but it's one play, bro.
That's another play. They have
one play.
He's getting scouted now. You can't tell me last year they were scouting Austin Reeves. Who is that guy? Nobody knew who he was.
Bro, in the playoffs, they definitely were. In the playoffs, they 100% were.
It's too late in the playoffs. You can't scout for a guy.
It's not too late.
You got 7 games against them.
Now he's actually on the scouting. What do you mean 70? I mean, it doesn't First off, Russell Westbrook.
Bro, if game 1 you see him cooking, aren't you? Got 6 other games
for half the season. Westbrook was on the team for half the season. For the other half, it was a new team, and you guys are winning games. What are you going to scout? Everybody.
That's 40 games of film. What do you mean? That's 40 games of scout.
But it's a different. You got your guys' game plan was totally different with Westbrook and without him.
Yeah, but that's still half the season. It's like 30 games.
Okay, but the game plan's different, so he's obviously doing different things.
It's still 30 games of him doing those different things, bro. It's not like he's changed his play style in the playoffs completely.
To be fair, though, did any team figure you guys out?
And we're good. It's not. There's no figuring out. We're just a good team.
Figuring out. There's a way to figure you out. There's no other team besides the Nuggets just being better than you guys figured you out. Is that fair to say?
What does figuring out mean? What you think we're gonna just?
You guys are hot. You guys are hot until the Nuggets. Basically,
we're a good team. We're not hot. We were a good team. The Heat were hot. We're a good team.
I can't say you guys are hot. A good team can be hot too.
True. We're both. We're both.
You know what, Jordan Poole? They're gonna figure out.
I don't think there's enough. There's enough of a sample size for a team to make a great game plan against you guys to beat you. And I don't even think the Nuggets made a great game plan. I think they just were better. And Jokic, your guys' game plan against Jokic wasn't good enough. So I think this year there'll be more scouting and anticipation for Austin Reeves. And I think he'll be stopped and be figured out. And I think it's a Jordan Poole 2.0. I think Jordan Poole had a good year that excelled him into winning a championship. I mean, the Warriors wouldn't have won a championship without him. And once people figured him out and actually had a scouting report on him, he dipped and got traded for CP3. And now he's on a new team. So I think Austin Reeves won't have that great of a season. And the play that happened yesterday or a couple days ago is indicative to how he plays. People know he's going to go for it, try to get fouls and shoot free throws. And you know how to try to guard him now. You might have to do the James Harden, 2 hands behind your back.
That's respect. But if they're guarding him like that, that means he's one of the best players in the league.
But, you know, even with Trae Young, like people will get a lot of foul calls, and then the next year that will disappear because of how people play them and how the refs even perceive him. So I don't think he'll average that many points. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, you know damn well I'll be jumping and cheering every week.
The fact that you
think the hate train. We should have a hate train segment of all the players.
No, the fact that you think that the opposing team is going to look at a squad with Anthony Davis and LeBron and say we need to focus on stopping Austin Reeves first, you're crazy.
I never said first. I just said that he'll just be on the scouting report. He'll be more of a point than last year.
Okay, true, but it's like you got other players to like. You think they're not going to put their best defender on Reeves? He's a good player. Like it's not like yes, they're going to figure him out. They're going to know like don't fall for his pump fakes and all that stuff. But like that's not going to stop him from being good. Like he can still make shots.
You're still going to learn his moves though. Like for sure, you're going to learn where he likes to shoot the ball. Like last year, or
shoots the ball from everywhere. He's
I'm talking about like getting to certain spots or like how he like foul baits. Like you know, some players like do this to foul.
Well, yeah, and you can learn that. I'll give you that.
But you can learn the way that he plays the game of basketball. If he changes stuff up and proves me wrong, I have no problem admitting that I'm wrong. But if he sucks, you know where I'm at. You'll know I'll be here.
I'm almost guaranteed. If there's one player on this team I can promise you won't suck, it's Austin Reeves. Like I can see Rui not being as good, but Austin, there's no chance. He's the one player I can't see.
More wheel spin. We can't spin wheels on this.
Yeah, we can. We can just pull one.
I don't need to spin wheels. I'm that confident. I'll do whatever. I'll go to a
no, but I mean, what would the wheel spin even be like?
Like if he averages less points than last
year, or
if he averages less points than last year, I'll do whatever you want.
He's gonna average 16.
Hey, yo,
that would be my.
How many points did he average in the regular season last year?
13.
Okay, I think you averaged like 14.
Are you tripping? Yeah, I'm going 16 plus. I'll bet you that.
Okay, well, if we can remember this, let's remember this.
All right.
No,
100,000 wins wheel spins.
We'll do one.
All right, man. I'm about to have Austin Reeves again, so you're going to have to do more wheel spins right here.
Austin Reeves for MVP.
Yes, sir.
17, 6, and 5, about to get him first seed MVP. LeBron's going to take some games off. He passed the torch to him, not even AD.
AD's been rejecting the torch for 5 years now, man.
Yeah, Austin said, I'll take it.
Yeah. You
see how our AR coming. His demeanor is number one demeanor. That's a leader right there.
That FIBA was no joke. He was the second best player on the FIBA team.
He was. But Brandon Ingram was also dropping like 8 points a game, and they were losing to teams like that were terrible.
So he's better than Brandon Ingram is what I'm getting from that.
All
right, MVP. Who wants to go first? Interesting candidates this year. We could see a repeat. We could see Jokic win again. We could see a new winner.
I'm going.
I think Embiid doesn't stand a chance. There's no way Embiid wins it again after that disappointing season. I think people will take that into account. And I think Jokic was close to him last year, and voter fatigue is the reason why he didn't get it. And I think Embiid will have voter fatigue this year too.
So who you got?
I have Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh man, get this thing out of here. What are you talking about voter fatigue?
That's crazy.
That's a bad pick?
I think so. Just because of Dame.
Yeah, I think Dame will elevate the team and them being higher in wins. There's no.
They were the first seed last year and he didn't win it.
Yeah, but I think they'll win more. Were they the first seed? I thought the Celtics were.
No, they lost to the Heat as the 8th seed. That's how this whole shit started.
Yeah, no, the Heat were the 7th seed, weren't they? No. They played the.
They were, but they lost the first playing game. Yeah.
Well, I think the Dame being there actually helps the media publicity. I don't think there's a world where people will see Damian Lillard as better than Giannis Antetokounmpo, meaning that Giannis will get most of the credit for the wins. I think Dame being there helps him statistically in other categories.
Warriors released Rudy Gay. It's over.
Damn.
No. Yeah, I didn't even see him play this preseason. I thought it was just a veteran presence.
It was just like an Iggy replacement. Like, what the
Yeah, but who knows what they're doing with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he'll help him in other statistical categories like assists. I think more rebounds. Field goal percentage will be high as well, too. I think he'll dominate in a lot of things. I think he's going to be my defensive player of the year, so I think he'll average a lot of defensive stats.
Damn, he's your DPOY and MVP?
Yeah, I think he'll go back-to-back on that. Yep, I think the addition of Dame will help him elevate his other aspects of his game, and he doesn't have to focus on what he used to focus on, which will elevate his game and make him better than last year. And the media attention is the biggest thing for me with Dame being there. So,
I think he has a better chance of winning DPOY than MVP. Like, that's not a bad pick for DPOY.
He's always top 3 in MVP.
I mean, I can't say it's a bad pick because it's fucking Giannis. Like, he's the second best player in the league. How can I say that? I just think there's some people with some better situations. My pick, first of all, let me give some props to the people I considered. Jokic, obviously the GOAT, the best player in the league. Got to respect him. But I just don't know about, like, he might, like, race some horses mid-season because he doesn't care.
Yeah, people knowing that he doesn't care about basketball now definitely hurts his chances of winning MVP.
Yeah, for sure. And plus, I think he won the championship. He's gotten – I mean, if he goes super crazy again, I'm sure they'll give it to him. But I just think they don't want to. Like, that's not their first choice.
Yeah,
Luka,
exactly.
I considered him, but his team is awful. It's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So I just –
Can't win a MVP 12th seed. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I would have picked him if I had a feeling the team was going to be better. But my actual pick is a new winner. Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics is my MVP for this season.
Good pick.
Huh?
It's a good pick.
Thank you. I think similar to what you said about Dame and Giannis in terms of, like, just making it easier for him. You know, the numbers might go down a little bit, but just he'll get easier buckets. I think he could focus more on defense. He's going to have a bigger playmaking role this year. I think getting Drew kind of takes some off of that, but you still want Drew mainly focusing on guarding the other team's best player, playing off the ball. They traded their point guards. I mean, maybe Derek White runs some, but I think they want to run their offense through Tatum mostly in the playoffs. They do that a lot. So I just think his numbers overall go up, and the team's going to be good this year. I think they're going to be 1, if not the 2 seed in the East. And yeah, I think he's going to have a good year. He's going to get the respect. He's had a multitude of postseason success. I think this is the year where he can win a regular season MVP, granted that he stays healthy, which I believe he can. Yeah, he's my pick.
Good pick.
All right. So I gotta piggyback off this Lakers propaganda.
Oh my God.
LeBron. No, I was kidding. No. I'm going Anthony Davis.
Wow.
I'm predicting a big.
I can't get behind this one.
Year.
Dick Ryder.
I'm predicting a big year from AD. It's not like we haven't seen somebody win MVP and DPOY. We've seen
Austin predicted it literally right now this year.
It, so you can't be mad at me.
I mean, Giannis did it before. I think 2020. So.
Yeah, Giannis did it before. So there's no reason why Mr. Best Defender in the league, if he plays all the games and he averages, because he's very capable. We've seen what he could do on the.
He's not aggressive at all, too. Like he'll choose pick and choose.
It's a new season. It's a new season. All right. We put in work. He put in work in the offseason. We was hungry. It was eating.
Hell yeah.
So I think that this is finally the year that he becomes the actual number one. I think that although LeBron has been looking pretty good in preseason, he's looking very healthy. I think that at the end of the day, he's getting older. I think he's going to have good averages. I think he's going to do pretty well when it comes to being a playmaker on that floor. But I think with AD's his play on both ends. Shut up, nigga. I didn't know you're still watching, nigga. Get out of here.
Terrible.
Hey, Devin, if you watched these picks, who was the worst pick for which award? Let us know in the comments. But keep going.
But so yeah, I think that as long as he can stay healthy, if he, is reinvigorated, man, if he's consistent on the offensive end, I think that his defensive prowess plus if he averages like 27, 28, I think that I've already predicted them to be a higher seed.
Yeah.
What do you say? It cut out.
No, I just said that's a lot of points. 28 for.
I mean, what he averaged 26 last season.
I just think our team, like, I'm definitely with you, DPOY. He's my pick, and I think he's gonna win that. But I think we have a lot of talent, especially offensively. And what Hassan said, he gets passive sometimes, like especially with the team we have now. Like he's gonna be more than willing to pass the ball up and like take possessions off. I see what you're saying. I think he's gonna have a really good year, and I think he will have one of the best offensive seasons he had in a minute. But I just don't think it's MVP level. You know what I mean?
He doesn't have an MVP
mentality,
bro. Let's just keep it.
Yeah, well, like I said, things could change. I think that, and the same way you guys said that we have a really stacked team. I think that could also benefit him in ways on the offensive end. You know, like it'll open up the floor for him. He could go down the post. He's looking like a much better 3-point shooter this year.
Last year, be tremendous, brother.
Last year he averaged 26 with no threes, pretty much. Literally shot like 1%. Like if he adds 1 3 a game, 2 threes a game, if he adds a 3 or 2 a game, I think that's elevating his point total just in general. I think that they're gonna space the floor so that he can work one-on-one against bigs, and none of those bigs can really guard him. Like who are you gonna say one-on-one is gonna guard AD in the paint? He can, his mid-range game is good. His post game is good. He could bang down low. He could catch lobs. I think that he's one of the most versatile players. No, I did not pick all Lakers. I picked a few.
Majority.
But yeah, so that's why I got AD as the MVP. When touching on people like Tatum, I think that Tatum, his team is actually what?
You said touching on Tatum.
That's crazy. Yeah, but Tatum, I think that part of why he hasn't, gotten an MVP so far, although he averages 30 and he's the first seed, is that his team has consistently been stacked since the day he walked in the league. I think that they got even better this year with adding Porzingis and Drew. So I feel like that kind of takes away his MVP case a little bit. I understand that may not be that fair, but
you just said AD is going to be better because he got more players.
Yeah, and Tatum.
No, I'm saying AD's stats are going to go up, but I'm saying Tatum, like he's already been averaging 30 a bunch of times. Like I think that hurts his narrative more than like because the Lakers, I would say, they're not stacked. You know what I mean? Like we have really good role players, and we have LeBron, but when it comes to the Celtics, they're damn near a super team if it wasn't for the Bucks, But having Porzingis, Drew, I think that takes away from his MVP case.
I said do one bold prediction, but your whole fucking ballot was bold prediction.